Hey everybody, what's up and welcome back to the StarCraft 2 Ownage Shack. It is David here, finished exams and ready to bring you a ton of games. And the first year, this is going to be a Zerg vs Protoss series played between AiProClan, who will be referred to as just ProClan for the remainder of this cast, and his Protoss opponent is going to be NGSrasdasd, and I'll just call him NGS, I think. And thank you very much to the North American Amateur Star League for providing me with these replays to cast. If you are not familiar with them, it's basically a season that you can just join in and play in. And there's a little prize pool at the end. It's 6 weeks long, and anyone who's interested in playing in a friendly, competitive tournament like that can go check out their website. I'll have a link for you into the description. There are also smaller weekly tournaments as well that are taking place on like Saturdays and Sundays. I've played in them myself. Very fun, very well organized. I do suggest you go check it out if you enjoy StarCraft. But anyways, back to this cast. It is going to be on the map iCcup Testbug, which is a 3-player map. Probably not many of you are familiar with this map. If you're into like the tournament scene and such, you're probably gonna see this map a lot more simply because that's where it's used. It's not a ladder map, obviously. And it does have some interesting terrain features. It has these Zelnaga, sorry, not caverns, but rather watchtowers that are covered by rocks. And it also has 3 different tile sets. So this one here is like the more oppressive one, and then we have the jungle and the space tile set at the 6 o'clock position. So anyways, yeah, it looks like our players have spawned in the jungle as well as the evil looking tile set. And instantly you see, oh, nice snipe on the probe there by ProClan, and he's going to be taking out that pylon immediately. That was placed there just to block this expansion. As you can see, the Zerg player did not opt to get early gas, which is of course indicative of that fast expansion. Meanwhile, let's see what Protoss is doing. We have a gateway coming up. 1 gas has just been completed, and yeah, that should be the cybernetics core. And he is going to wall off here, which is obviously a great idea versus Zerg. You don't want to have Zerglings running by. And he's also going to want to keep an eye on that Overlord too. If you can snipe that Overlord, that you basically will be very ahead of the Zerg, because early game they don't actually overmake Overlords like they do in the late. We already have Overlords all over the map. And just in case you're wondering, these are both Master League players, so I do expect a very high degree of play. Looks like this gas is already up with the spawning pool on the way for ProClan. Nothing too crazy going on at all here. Going to be interesting to see what Protoss goes for, to be honest. I'm a lot more interested in what Protoss does these days than Zerg, because they seem to have a lot more options when it comes to the mid-game. And instantly, looks like he's going to be chrono boosting out that warp gate. You know, with this much chrono boost saved up, a 4-gate is definitely a possibility. Certainly would not put that outside the realm of possibility just because of how predominant that strategy is on the ladder these days. And, oh, never mind, he's chrono boosting the Nexus, so I think that puts the 4-gate, you know, but yeah, it's not going to happen. It looks like this actually might be some kind of 3-gate expand build. Should see another gateway anytime soon now. And looks like there it's going to go. And is he waiting? Uh-oh, I think this actually might be a 4-gate. Oh dear. Okay. We're going to have to see, because that probe is still not returned to mining, and I would expect him to put down, yep, it's going to be a 4-gate, so it looks like my initial hunch was right. A little bit different, though, the 4-gate when you use extra chrono boost on probes, something you typically don't see. I guess you could call this a high economy 4-gate, and let's see what Zerg is going to do to prepare. First of all, has he even seen any of this? No, he has not. His Overlord isn't even in position to, but knowing the current metagame state, I'm pretty sure ProClan will be prepared. He's making a bunch of speedlings, which is great. Against this kind of gasless 4-gate, you just want to make mass speedlings. There's no point getting roaches unless they have sentries, because speedlings do very well versus gateway units unless there are sentries there to block them. It looks like Warp Gate Tech will finish right at the 6-minute mark, so he probably didn't spend a full amount of chrono boost on that. And the Zerglings are going to come check out the situation. Looks like he already has 1 there. His goal is going to be to get that probe. If he can kill that probe, he's going to significantly delay this warp gate rush. As we can see, there isn't even a proxy pylon in sight anywhere right now. And the Queen is wandering back. He's definitely going to want to have some spine crawlers placed down. I mean, he's going for lair very fast, but he's making the right choice and getting more speedlings. So that's definitely great. He definitely knows how to counter this. But does he even know it's coming? I think he might just be getting a little lucky here. And no spines yet either, so yeah, I definitely don't think he's coming. But 32 Zerglings on the way, that's definitely going to be enough. Like I said, just don't waste your gas and in minerals on those roaches, and you will easily have enough in the way of speedlings, lower tech units, to take care of this. As you can see, that is not going to stand up to this amount of speedlings, and it looks like he's going to get a nice surround on those units, and this could be extremely bad for Protoss. Looks like NGS is going to have to go all the way home. Not before losing a ton of units, however, including more Stalkers. Those are very expensive. 125 minerals, 50 gas apiece. And, yeah, he's just going to have to pull back here. So, very nice 4-gate defense. If you guys have been having trouble with the 4-gate, a Zerg, this gasless 4-gate in particular, 2 gas is a whole other story. But as you can see, it's easily defendable with the proper counter here, which is all these speedlings. It looks like he's going to get a few free zealots here as well. Maybe a Stalker. He does have the Zealot walling off there, but he's going to need a lot more. And there comes one warping in and one right behind. He has to wall that off. If those Speedlings get in there, oh nice. And they just barely are held off. I think ProClan's going to want to back off here. He's just basically sending these Speedlings like lamb to the slaughter right now. And beautiful Zealot control, getting them right on top of that wall off spot. I think NGS is in great shape here. He just, you know, ProClan needs to back off. This is just not a winning battle right now. He's losing so many speedlings. He has no surface area on those zealots at all. And it looks like he finally might be sending half of his lings home. All the while getting that spire thanks to that early lair. And where is that spire going down? There it is. Did the probe see it? That probe just snuck in there. Let's just take a look. No, he has not seen the spire, and he has not seen the lair either. And oh, look at that. I'm going to catch that. Uh-oh, I don't think he should have warped those in. That was a free 400 minerals for Zerg right there. This Protoss player getting a little bit greedy right there, but you know, it looks like it's all in good spirits, as you can see. I don't like that many lings. Well, yeah, neither do I, to be honest, especially when I have only siege tanks. And it looks like the spines have finally gone down. The spire is almost done, and I would be flabbergasted if he got corruptors with that. It's going to be Mutas for sure. Mutas will do very well because, as you can see, he's in the process of teching up. Where's that Twilight Council? There it is. And if he can get those Mutas out doing some harassment before any cannons or Blink upgrade is complete, then those Mutas should do very well. It looks like it's now done. And he has enough gas saved up for a ton of Mutas. Going to be 6 right now, 7. Probably going to be pumping out some more once he gets enough minerals. Looks like the Overlord was taken out. Did that see the Twilight Council? That is the question, and we're going to take a look. No, he has not. The Mutas certainly will, though. Oh, no, it's not going to be Blink Stalkers. It is going to be a Dark Shrine. This, you know, this can be very effective sometimes against Zerg because a lot of Zerg players cut corners and they don't get that Overseer. If we look right now at the Units tab, yep, there's no Overseer out for Zerg despite having, you know, that lair attack up. So it's going to be tough, I think. Ideally, he'd want to get an Evolution Chamber out and just put a Spore Crawler up here in order to give some detection, and that should be pretty much the end of that unless Warp Prisms come into play, but we don't see an inkling of robotics tech here yet, so that should not be an issue. And in fact, no expansion. Oh, beautiful. It's very nice. He's going to be pooping out creep there just to keep that expansion from going up. And meanwhile, the Mutalisks are already out. And wow, these are going to do some crazy damage. As we can see, NGS has switched over almost entirely to Zealots simply to save up gas for those DTs, which should be coming out shortly. He's only got 2 Stalkers, and that's definitely not going to be enough for the amount of Mutas that will be coming his way. I'm kind of surprised ProClan has not sent those out yet. He could really do major damage. I mean, he's so far ahead, as we can see already. He just needs to drive the nail in the coffin right now. And there he goes. Oh, it would be a really nice pickup if he could get that Forge before the +1 attack upgrade finished. Very nice indeed. But meanwhile, the DTs are being warped in, and the Mutas will not catch sight of those, and I don't think there's any detection here. So that's going to be pretty ugly if ProClan doesn't react in time. Meanwhile, Mutalisk coming in, going to pick off a ton of probes, as we can see, and he should now be aware of the Dark Shrine as he just went by their head. Oh my goodness, it is not looking good for NGS at all. DTs are in the main of the Zerg player, but once the Overseer is morphed, I don't see any Overseer in sight. There it is, finally being started. 2 of them. A ton of drones are going to go down, but not before these Mutas just wreak havoc. As we can see, all of these Mutas have picked up some kills, and they're just going to be going straight for straight for these Zealots that are coming at him. And with all the Speedlings here, as well as the Overseer, I don't think it matters that this DT has 6 kills. It's pretty much game for Protoss right now, folks. Is now 14 supply to 100. GG. I think we're going to see a GG from NGS any second here, and we should be moving on to Game 2 in this best of 3 series. And it looks like he just wants to stick around for a little while, but that's fine. I'm sure he's swallowing his loss. I know sometimes when I lose, I like to stick around in the game for a little while longer just to soak up my loss and absorb it like a sponge. Unfortunately, I'm not that porous, so typically I get a little bit upset. But anyways, he does finally call GG, and I hope you enjoyed this. We'll hope to see you for Game 2. Peace out.